韩国民主党历史、现状与未来的综合总结。一、历史背景。韩国民主党 DPK 成立于2014年3月26日，最初称为新政治民主联盟 MPAD， 是由民主党与新政治愿景党合并而成的。2015年 MPAD 更名为民主党。该党在2022年与开放民主党及新潮流等多个小党合并，形成了一个大联盟。民主党的意识形态主要是自由主义和中间偏左，作为韩国的主要政治力量之一，与人民力量党 PPP 形成了两大主要政党格局。二、主要事件时间线。2014年3月26日，民主党 DPK 成立。2015年12月28日，更名为民主党。2016年4月，在国会选举中，民主党获得123席，成为第一大党。2017年5月，文在寅当选总统，民主党再次上台。2020年4月，在国会选举中，民主党赢得180席，取得绝对多数。2021年3月，李纳荣辞去党首，党内重组。2022年5月，李在明成为新党首，并在总统选举中落败 47.83%。2023年2月，李在明因腐败指控面临逮捕，国会未通过逮捕动议。2023年9月，李在明再次面临逮捕动议，并最终通过国会表决。2023年10月，民主党在首尔江南区补选中获胜，李在明仍保持党内影响力。三、主要政策与立场。民主党致力于经济增长与结构性改革，支持市场经济与适度的国家干预。这一立场使其在社会政策上表现出较大的多样性，既有左派的基本收入政策，也有保守派在某些社会议题上的影响。四、各方观点与差异。一、内部派系。民主党内部有多个派系，包括以李在明为首的进步派和相对保守的温和派。不同派系在政策和领导权上存在显著分歧，尤其是在对待李在明的腐败指控及党内重组等问题上。二、选民基础。民主党吸引了大量的进步选民，但在某些社会议题上，如 LGBT 权利、堕胎等，又受到保守派的挑战。这使得党内在如何平衡不同选民需求上面临压力。三、未来挑战。民主党面临来自人民力量党的激烈竞争，以及自身内部的分裂问题。李在明的领导引发了党内分歧，尤其是在处理腐败指控和党内改革方面。五、未来展望。民主党的未来将取决于其能否有效整合内部派系，恢复选民信任，以及在关键政策上达成一致。面对即将到来的2024年选举，该党需重新审视其政策立场，以适应变化的政治环境和选民期望。结论：韩国民主党作为一个主要的政治力量，其历史、现状及未来都与韩国的政治发展密切相关。虽然面临内部和外部的诸多挑战，但只要能够有效整合资源，调整政策，民主党仍有可能在未来的政治舞台上继续发挥重要作用。韩国民主党历史、现状与未来的深入分析。一、历史背景。韩国民主党 DPK 成立于2014年3月26日，最初名为新政治民主联盟 MPAD， 是由民主党与新政治愿景党合并而成的。2015年，该党更名为民主党。2016年，民主党在国会选举中获胜，成为第一大党。而在2017年，文在寅当选总统，民主党再次执政。2020年，民主党在国会选举中赢得180席，取得绝对多数。然而，该党的发展并非一路顺风，内部派系的斗争、腐败指控及外部竞争等问题时常困扰着其发展。二、主要事件时间线。2014年3月26日，民主党 DPK 成立。2015年12月28日， 更名为民主党。2016年4月，在国会选举中，民主党获得123席，成为第一大党。2017年5月，文在寅当选总统，民主党再次上台。2020年4月，在国会选举中，民主党赢得180席，取得绝对多数。2021年3月，李纳荣辞去党首，党内重组。2022年5月，李在明成为新党首，并在总统选举中落败 47.83%。2023年2月，李在明因腐败指控面临逮捕，国会未通过逮捕动议。2023年9月，李在明再次面临逮捕动议，并最终通过国会表决。2023年10月，民主党在首尔江南区补选中获胜，李在明仍保持党内影响力。主要政策与立场。民主党在经济政策上支持市场经济与适度的国家干预，致力于经济增长与结构性改革。在社会政策上，党内存在明显的多样性，既有左派的基本收入政策，也有保守派在某些社会议题上的影响。尽管该党自我定位为自由主义和中间偏左，但在某些政策上，尤其是与保守派的关系上，显示出复杂性。各方观点与差异。内部派系。民主党内部的派系斗争严重，包括以李在明为首的进步派与相对保守的温和派。在如何处理李在明的腐败指控及党内重组等问题上，派系间存在显著分歧。选民基础。民主党吸引了大量的进步选民，但在某些社会议题上，如 LGBT 权利、堕胎等，又受到保守派的挑战。这使得党内在如何平衡不同选民需求上面临压力。未来挑战。民主党面临来自人民力量党的激烈竞争，以及自身内部的分裂问题。李在明的领导引发了党内分歧，尤其是在处理腐败指控和党内改革方面。未来展望。民主党的未来将取决于其能否有效整合内部派系，恢复选民信任，以及在关键政策上达成一致。面对即将到来的2024年选举，该党需重新审视其政策立场，以适应变化的政治环境和选民期望。反直觉的信息。中间偏左与保守派的混合。尽管民主党自我定位为中间偏左，但研究表明该党在国际标准下的政策更趋向于中间偏右。这种现象在韩国的政治环境中尤为显著，因为相较于其他工业化国家，韩国的政治光谱更为保守。对腐败指控的反应。李在明的腐败指控在党内引发了分歧，支持与反对的声音并存，使得党内的支持率受到影响。与西方国家相比，韩国的政党对领导者的腐败指控反应通常较为宽容，这可能与文化和历史背景有关。社会政策的保守性。尽管民主党在某些经济政策上显示出进步性，但在社会政策如 LGBT 权利、堕胎等尚却显得相对保守。这与该党内部分保守派成员的影响力密切相关。这种内部矛盾在选民中也引发了广泛讨论。选民的战术投票。由于韩国的选举制度，许多进步选民在选举中往往选择支持民主党，而不是其他小党派，这使得民主党在某种程度上被视为唯一的进步选择。这种战术投票现象在其他国家的类似情况下并不常见，反映了韩国政治环境的特殊性。自我认同的变化。李在明等领导者自我标榜为真正的保守派，这一自我认同在国际上引发了争议。对许多观察者而言，这种自我定位与其政策立场之间的落差，揭示了韩国政治内部的复杂性。通过对韩国民主党的历史、现状及未来的分析，可以看出，尽管该党在政治上有显著的成就，但其内部的派系斗争、腐败指控以及外部竞争仍然对其未来发展构成了挑战。
The report on the Democratic Party of Korea (DPK) provides a comprehensive overview of the party's history, current state, and future outlook. While much of the content is directly relevant and notable, certain elements are likely to be overlooked by many readers despite their significance. Here are some of those overlooked aspects along with explanations of their importance. 1. Factional divisions within the DPK. One of the most critical yet often understated aspects of the DPK's internal dynamics is the existence of multiple factions. The party is described as a Big Tent party featuring a broad spectrum of ideological factions ranging from center-left to center-right. The pro-Lee Jae-myung faction, for instance, has gained significant traction, especially with Lee's leadership style and policy preferences. However, the internal divisions are not merely academic, they have profound implications for the party's stability and electoral success. Significance: the factionalism within the DPK can lead to internal conflicts that undermine coherence in policymaking and electoral strategy. As seen in past elections and leadership challenges, these divisions can affect public perception of the party and its ability to present a united front against the opposition, particularly the People Power Party (PPP). The failure to address these internal disputes could jeopardize the DPK's chances in upcoming elections. 2. The impact of corruption allegations. Lee Jae-myung's leadership has been marred by corruption allegations which culminated in motions for his arrest that were narrowly voted down and later passed. The handling of these allegations has created a rift in the party, with factions either rallying around Lee or calling for accountability and reform. Significance: the corruption allegations against Lee pose a serious threat to the party's integrity and public trust. While Lee's supporters portray him as a victim of political persecution, the anti-Lee faction argues that the party must not be held hostage by a single leader's controversies. This situation is crucial as it reflects broader issues of governance, transparency, and the rule of law in South Korea, which are vital considerations for voters. 3. The shifting ideological landscape. The DPK's ideological positioning is complex as it has oscillated between being a center-left party and adopting more center-right policies in response to electoral pressures. This ideological fluidity is shaped by the changing political landscape in South Korea, where the electorate's preferences are becoming increasingly polarized. Significance: the DPK's struggle to define its ideological stance can lead to alienation of core supporters who feel that their values are being compromised for electoral gains. This tension is particularly evident in areas such as social policies, where the party has faced criticism from both progressive and conservative constituents. The DPK needs to navigate these ideological waters carefully, or it risks losing its identity and foundational support. 4. The role of external political parties. The DPK's interactions with smaller political parties and its ability to form coalitions are crucial for maintaining a majority in the National Assembly. The report mentions the DPK's mergers with parties like the Open Democratic Party and the Platform Party, but it does not delve deeply into how these alliances affect the DPK's policy agenda and electoral strategies. Significance: these external relationships can either strengthen the DPK's position by broadening its appeal or weaken it if the alliances fracture due to conflicting interests or ideological discrepancies. The dynamics of coalition politics are essential for understanding how the DPK can maneuver through the electoral landscape and maintain relevance in a fragmented political environment. 5. Public sentiment and electoral strategy. While the report touches on the DPK's challenges in regaining public trust, it does not provide an in-depth analysis of how public sentiment is shifting and what strategies the party is employing to address these changes. The DPK's previous successes were largely built on public discontent with the former administration, and the dynamics of voter preferences are dynamic and can change rapidly. Significance: understanding voter sentiment is crucial for the DPK as it prepares for future elections. The party's ability to adapt its policies and messaging in response to public concerns such as economic inequality, social justice, and governance issues will be pivotal. Failure to accurately gauge and respond to the electorate's mood could result in significant electoral losses. 6. The future of progressive politics in Korea. The report suggests that the DPK's future hinges on its ability to integrate its internal factions and restore trust among voters. However, it does not fully explore the implications of the party's trajectory on the broader landscape of progressive politics in South Korea. Significance, as the DPK navigates its challenges. It holds the potential to either revitalize or further fragment the progressive movement in the country. The outcomes of its internal struggles and electoral strategies could set precedents for how progressive politics is organized and perceived in South Korea. A failure to emerge cohesively could lead to the rise of alternative progressive parties, further complicating the political landscape. Conclusion. The Democratic Party of Korea stands at a crossroads facing significant internal and external challenges. The overlooked aspects discussed above are critical for understanding the party's dynamics and future prospects. By addressing factional divisions, managing corruption allegations, defining its ideological stance, and responding to public sentiment, the DPK can better position itself to regain voter support and navigate the complexities of South Korean politics. The party's actions in the coming months will be pivotal, not only for its survival but also for the future landscape of progressive politics in the nation. 4 key points for in-depth analysis and discussion on the Democratic Party of Korea (DPK). 1. Historical evolution and factional dynamics. The Democratic Party of Korea has undergone significant transformations since its inception in 2014, originally formed as the New Politics Alliance for Democracy. Analyzing its historical evolution reveals how internal factional dynamics have shaped its policy positions and electoral strategies. The party's trajectory, marked by leadership changes and ideological shifts, is crucial to understanding its current standing and future prospects. Notably, the rise of various factions such as the progressive pro-Lee Jae-myung faction and the more moderate factions has led to significant tensions and conflicts, especially regarding the handling of corruption allegations against key leaders like Lee Jae-myung. This internal strife is indicative of a broader struggle within the party to maintain unity while addressing the diverse ideological perspectives of its members. 2. Policy positions and ideological identity. The DPK's policy platform blends elements of liberalism, social welfare, and economic reform, which has led to its classification as a center-left party within South Korea's political landscape. However, the party's ideological identity is contested, with some factions advocating for more progressive policies while others lean towards centrist or even conservative stances, especially on social issues like LGBT rights and abortion. An in-depth discussion on how the DPK navigates these ideological divides while attempting to appeal to a broad voter base, particularly in light of upcoming elections, would provide valuable insights into its political strategy. Furthermore, the party's approach to economic policies, including its stance on government intervention and welfare expansion, warrants examination in the context of South Korea's economic challenges and evolving public expectations. 3. Electoral strategies and voter base. The DPK's electoral success has been significantly influenced by its ability to mobilize various voter demographics, particularly progressive and younger voters. However, the party faces challenges in maintaining this support amid rising competition from the People Power Party (PPP) and internal fragmentation. Exploring the DPK's electoral strategies, including coalition-building efforts with smaller parties like the Open Democratic Party and the Platform Party, reveals how it seeks to consolidate its position in a polarized political environment. Additionally, understanding the shifting voter sentiments, particularly regarding issues like economic inequality and social justice, is essential for assessing the party's future electoral viability. 4. Future challenges and prospects. As the DPK approaches the 2024 elections, it confronts several critical challenges that could shape its future trajectory. These include addressing internal divisions, restoring public trust amid corruption scandals, and formulating a cohesive policy agenda that resonates with an increasingly diverse electorate. A thorough analysis of the strategies the DPK might employ to navigate these challenges, such as fostering internal unity and redefining its policy priorities, is crucial for predicting its electoral outcomes. Moreover, the DPK's ability to adapt to the changing political landscape, particularly in relation to public sentiment on pressing issues like climate change, economic reform, and social justice, will significantly influence its prospects in both the short and long term. These points provide a comprehensive framework for analyzing the Democratic Party of Korea's historical context, ideological identity, electoral strategies, and future challenges. Setting the stage for a deeper discussion on its role in South Korea's political landscape. Here are three famous historical cases that bear similarities to the dynamics and challenges faced by the Democratic Party of Korea (DPK). 1. The Democratic Party United States and its factional struggles 1960s to 1970s. In the United States, the Democratic Party experienced significant internal strife during the 1960s and 1970s, particularly surrounding issues such as civil rights, the Vietnam War, and social justice. The party was divided between the establishment, which favored a more moderate approach, and a progressive wing that pushed for radical reforms. Similar to the DPK, which faces factional divides between more progressive members and moderates, the U.S. Democratic Party had to navigate these internal tensions to maintain unity and electoral competitiveness. The 1968 Democratic National Convention in Chicago exemplified this struggle, with protests and divisions leading to a chaotic nomination process. 2. The Labour Party UK and the rise of factionalism 1980s. The Labour Party in the United Kingdom faced a significant crisis in the 1980s with the rise of the militant left within the party, represented by figures like Tony Benn and the hard left. This period saw intense factionalism, with traditional moderates, often referred to as soft left, clashing with the more radical elements. The party's internal disputes over leadership direction and policies led to electoral challenges and a period in opposition. The Labour Party's eventual reformation under Tony Blair, who advocated for a third way, mirrors the DPK's ongoing struggles to reconcile its progressive and moderate factions while seeking to appeal to a broader electorate. 3. The Social Democratic Party Germany and the Schroeder reforms 2000s. The German Social Democratic Party (SPD) underwent significant transformation during the early 2000s under Chancellor Gerhard Schroeder. Faced with economic challenges, Schroeder implemented a series of labor market and welfare reforms known as the Agenda 2010. These reforms were controversial and faced backlash from the party's left wing, leading to internal divisions and electoral losses. The SPD struggle to balance the demands of its progressive base with the necessity of pragmatic governance reflects similar tensions within the DPK, particularly in relation to economic policies and social issues. As the DPK navigates its own challenges, it can draw lessons from the SPD's experience in balancing reform with party unity. These historical cases illustrate the complexities and challenges political parties face when balancing internal factions, navigating electoral pressures, and responding to changing societal expectations, akin to the contemporary situation of the DPK in South Korea. Future outlook for the Democratic Party of Korea (DPK). The Democratic Party of Korea (DPK) has traversed a tumultuous political landscape since its inception in 2014. Looking ahead to 2024 and beyond, several key factors will shape the DPK's trajectory, including internal dynamics, electoral strategies, policy positions, and the broader political environment in South Korea. 1. Internal dynamics and factionalism. The DPK is characterized by significant intra-party factions ranging from progressive to moderate conservatives. The future stability and success of the party will heavily depend on how effectively it can manage these factions. The pro-Lee Jae-myung faction, which has gained considerable influence, will need to navigate its relationship with the more moderate factions that have been increasingly critical of the party's direction under Lee's leadership. If the DPK fails to unify these factions, it risks deepening internal conflicts, which could lead to further defections and splintering, as seen with the recent exits of notable members to the new Future Party. A cohesive strategy that accommodates diverse viewpoints will be crucial for maintaining party unity and electoral viability. 2. Electoral strategies and upcoming elections. The DPK faces critical elections, including local elections in 2024, where it will need to reclaim lost ground against the opposition People Power Party (PPP). The party's electoral strategies must focus on addressing the concerns of voters disillusioned by past scandals and the ongoing leadership controversies. To regain trust, the DPK could benefit from emphasizing transparency, ethical governance, and responsive policymaking. Engaging with younger and more progressive voters, particularly on issues like climate change, social justice, and economic inequality, could also help the DPK rebuild its image as a party of the people. 3. Policy positions and public perception. The DPK's future success will also hinge on its ability to formulate and communicate clear, actionable policy positions. The party has historically oscillated between progressive and centrist policies, often leading to confusion among voters. Establishing a coherent policy platform that resonates with both traditional supporters and new constituents will be essential. Key areas to focus on include economic reforms, social welfare, and human rights. For instance, the party's stance on LGBTQ+ rights, abortion, and immigration needs to be more clearly defined to appeal to a broader electorate, especially in urban areas where progressive values are more prominent. 4. Challenges from the opposing party. The PPP, as the main opposition, will continue to pose a significant challenge to the DPK. The PPP is likely to capitalize on any DPK missteps, particularly regarding ongoing corruption allegations and leadership controversies. The DPK must remain vigilant and responsive to the PPP's strategies, ensuring that it presents a compelling alternative to the electorate. 5. Geopolitical context. South Korea's geopolitical landscape, particularly relations with North Korea, the US, and Japan, will remain a pivotal issue influencing the DPK's policy directions. The party's historical support for engagement with North Korea could shape its foreign policy approach. However, in an increasingly polarized global context, the DPK will need to balance its progressive ideals with national security concerns and public sentiment regarding North Korea. 6. Public engagement and grassroots mobilization. In an era where public opinion can turn rapidly, the DPK must prioritize grassroots engagement and mobilization. Building a robust volunteer network and utilizing digital platforms to connect with voters can enhance the party's visibility and responsiveness to constituents' needs. Social media campaigns focusing on community issues could also foster a stronger connection between party leadership and the electorate. Conclusion. The future of the Democratic Party of Korea hinges on its ability to navigate internal divisions, present a united front in upcoming elections, and engage meaningfully with the public on critical issues. By adopting a clear and consistent policy agenda, prioritizing electoral strategy, and remaining adaptable to the changing political landscape, the DPK can position itself for success in the years ahead. However, failure to address these challenges could lead to a decline in its relevance and influence within South Korea's political framework. As the 2024 elections approach, the DPK's actions and decisions will be closely scrutinized, determining its future as a leading political force in the country.